Hey everybody, Steve Dow here, Bruiser Bass Addiction Gear, Flat Out Tungstens. Rounding up another set of baits for Norman and Colin at Deck Talk's second Bruiser Baits Challenge. So, to go through what they asked for. Moonlight Avengers. Colin's custom Avengers in his custom color. Hope I nailed that. I made them for him one time. I got pretty close, so I think I nailed it again. He also wanted some additional big sticks in that custom color. They wanted some Bass Addiction Twitchzillas in the yellow belly. Got a couple packs of those. Watermelon red big sticks. The Dirty Dancer, the Bruiser Dirty Dancer. This thing's catching them. The hooks are ridiculous. I got one each in the bone color. And apparently they're going to be fishing a little bit shallower water because they did ask for two Defenders in the Sexy Shad. So Defenders in the Sexy Shad, this thing dives about 2 to 4 feet. That's going to be interesting. And then, of course, the mystery packs, which I always send. And you won't know those until, of course, they reveal them on camera in the flesh. So there you go, guys. Enjoy the fishing. Have fun. All this is headed your way. Hope you guys have a good time. Can't wait to see the video you make. And I appreciate you doing it for me. And if you haven't checked out the Deck Talk podcast, check it out. They're having they got some home run hitters on there. Let's face it, they're exceeding my expectations and I think a lot of people's. And check them out, man. They got some good people on there, interesting takes, a lot of interesting stories, and I appreciate you guys pushing the product. Good luck and catch them up.
Welcome to the Bruiser Bait 2024 Challenge. If you don't know, I'm Norman Lee with Norman Lee Fishing, and this here standing next to me is Colin Burnett with Colin Burnett Fishing, and together we are the Deck Talk podcast. What do we got going on here today, Colin? We have a pretty cool event we're going to be doing right now, right?
Yeah, man. This is our second time doing this.
Man.
We're calling it is the Bruiser Challenge, and we're doing it a little different than last year. Guys, this is going to be a phenomenal time. We are actually going to be in the boat together. So with that being said, guys, how big is the fish got to be, or is there going to be a limit or anything like that?
Yeah, well, I tell you what, Colin, being that we're in the same boat today, we're going to be fishing match tournament style, and we have a few rule changes that we put into this year versus last year, and all the rule changes this year kind of has to do with us fishing out of the same boat. First of all, we're going to have 4 2-hour periods. We're going to have a coin flip that determines who is going to have control of the boat first. But here's how that's going to work. Whoever wins the coin flip will get to choose whether they want the boat in the first period or the second period. That is going to also play into the strategy of this event. So guys, it's going to be a great event. You just seen Steve Dow, Bruiser Bait, kind of tell you what baits he selected for this event. But again, he threw some bonus baits in this year.
Yeah, man, I'm excited.
What do you think about the bonus baits, Colin?
They're all these Bruiser Baits anyways are phenomenal baits. We've caught monster fish on these baits.
That's right, man.
And I don't see why we could not do it again today.
Exactly.
The weather did kind of throw us a little wrinkle with having what I think we got about 5 inches of rain here yesterday.
I'll tell you what, Colin, it woke me up at 5 o'clock yesterday morning. It literally was raining for about 24 hours, and the majority of the rainfall yesterday evening into the morning hours was dry there for hours at a time. So I think what's going to happen today, Colin, we don't know until we get out there, but we think the water's going to be a little bit muddied up, which is going to put a little bit of wrinkle into what we got going on. But Hey, that's what fishing's all about. You never know till you get out there, and it's all about making adjustments on the fly. So we'll see once we get out there. But let's show everybody our bonus baits real quick.
Yeah.
And we're not going to be
phenomenal.
exactly. We're not going to be too long-winded because we want to get this thing going.
I'm excited. I'm ready to go. You're holding up progress.
Exactly, man. Hey, our bonus baits, first of all, is the drop shot worm.
Yeah, that's gonna play effect
right there. And the next is the Ripper. Check that bait out right there, guys. See if you can see it through the package. I'm not going to take them out right now. Then we have Twitchzilla right there, guys.
Yeah, that
see
right
that,
there.
Check that out. That's going to be a killer out there, dude.
Yeah.
And the last bonus bait we have that Bruiser hooked us up with is also the belly flop. Check this out, guys.
Yeah.
That is the belly flop. Look how phenomenal that bait is.
It's gonna be great.
Me and Colin is throwing a wrinkle into it as well. We have a new color by Bruiser Bait that Colin actually had a color he wanted Steve to come up with and dial in. And I tell you what, Steve done a phenomenal job dialing this color in. We threw a wrinkle in. We had Steve make some of these about a month ago. We're throwing them into the mix too, along with some of our baits that he selected for us is in this color as well, guys.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, guys, you can show that to him.
Check that out.
We've already been fishing with this.
This right here is a 5-inch. He actually sent us a 6-inch
and
today.
the exact same thing.
Exactly.
And both of the 5-inch and the 6-inch is going to be playing effect today. I guarantee you it's going to be.
This bait, what did we name this bait? And it does not have a name yet, but I think this is going to be so hot that people's going to be calling Bruiser Bait to order this color. Guys, check out
the Showtime.
That's that top Showtime, guys. But anyway, did you happen to bring a coin? Because we got a flip.
I don't have a coin, man. Did you have a coin? Let me go to my truck.
No, you know what? We got a coin. Right? We have a commemorative coin just for this year's event. All right, guys. Check it out.
Man, you crazy, man.
All right.
You crazy.
On one side, we got tails. One's on tails, that's Colin. All right, other side, of course, that has to be heads, right? Bruiser Bait. That is our Bruiser Bait coin. You want to go ahead and flip this, Colin?
Yeah, we'll go
Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and flip. Let's go see who's going to control the boat first. Yeah, let's go.
Alright, it is tails. So I got first pick. So.
Colin has first pick. What you going to do, buddy?
So I get the choice to, if I want to take control of the boat first, I'm going to take advantage of the last period because I think I'm going to get in here and I'm going to be whooping your tail.
There you go. You heard it first. I'm going to have control of the boat first period. Colin is going to round this thing out, having control of the boat last. You know what? But before we get started, Colin and myself, we decided we're going to throw 4 more Bruiser Baits in the equation. We got a couple swim. You know what? The Super Swimmers, they are one of the best swim baits I have ever thrown. But we're doing 2 colors in the Super Swimmers right there. And that there is the old famous Houdini. We're going to throw into the mix Super Swimmer Junior.
Yeah, that's going to be
Check
great.
that one out. Works great on trailers, but you could use this by itself or drop shotting, no matter how you want to use it. And one more we're throwing into the equation. The old standby. The 10-inch curly tail.
Yep.
And
cannot beat
right
that.
right there. That one's actually summer craw. But guys, as you can see, this morning I'm already bucked up. I'm bucked up energy. So let's get this ball. Let's get this ball rolling. What do you say, brother?
Let's go, man.
Let's do it to it, man. Good luck, buddy. Well, I really don't mean that, but you know what I'm. Guys, we'll see you on the water. I gotta go to the restaurant, so I'll be right back.
Alright, guys. While he's out there using the restroom, fixing to go to the restroom, let's play some jokes on him. You ready? all this rain. Look at all this debris and stuff in here.
Tell you what, dude, you gotta be careful running today. We're looking at trees floating by.
If we're gonna catch some topwater, this is gonna want to be where it's gonna be at.
Tell you what.
Man,
What the hell?
you need to learn how to tie. I mean, what's up with that, man?
Where'd my spook go to, though?
It's just okay.
What the,
About 5 feet from it.
what the heck? Did you do something?
I didn't touch nothing. You ain't got no proof of that.
Son of a gun. Luckily that bait floats.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just over here just trying to get ready, man. And
What the heck? You call in an audible or something?
audible, yep. Omaha.
That sucks.
Hey, I gotta get advantage when I can. I'm glad that you got the pick first, because I knew that
If I fall out, you're gonna come in after me. Oh, Jesus.
you're only in 8 foot of water. You can touch it.
You know what would have sucked if when that spook hit and a big old fish came and crushed it.
Man, that would have been great.
That would have sucked. Sorry sack of crap. Do this again.
Yeah, make sure you tie it on good this time, man.
Yeah, no kidding. Let's see if this thing works any better when it's tied on. This new topwater bait that Bruiser Bait has out called the Dirty Dancer. If you like throwing a topwater walking bait, guys, I mean, this is the ticket. Has a great walking action, but it has that nice water displacement to make that noise that you need when the water, because water, gotta face it right now, this water is mud-eat up. And you can probably see it on camera, all of the floaters that is actually floating by. That's why today when we're running from place to place, we're gonna have to be very, very careful, very, very alert on what's in front of us, because I'm looking at dock pilings, I'm looking at big logs, I'm looking at an accident waiting to happen. There's a railroad tie floating by. But kind of with this bait, I'm kind of the same concept that Colin's, same idea, different technique. I want to make as much displacement, as much commotion on the water as I can with this Dirty Dancer. And I love working a walking bait very fast, very erratic. You know, with me, I feel that it gets that it triggers that bite that is going to make them come up and see what's going on up there when you really make that bait work erratically versus just, I watch a lot of people, they kind of walk it real methodical and real slow with a slow walk. I like to really dance that bait around, hence the Dirty Dancer, but I like to dance it, I like to make it really erratic. And I think myself, it triggers that bite a whole lot better when they want to come up and just smash it. And the bite's actually harder on this thing too when you work it erratically and displace that water and splash that water around, because they really come up and crush it. Sometimes you got to listen to the fish and let them tell you what decision you need to make. And right now the fish are telling me that I need to make a decision quick. As a matter of fact, I just made it. Let's go. I do know I got to keep an eye on my dang rods and reels now for the rest of the day. Make sure nothing else happens. Eat it. All right. Gotta keep crawling off the back of the boat here for a second.
I got my sea legs today, so. There's number one. You know what that means, Norman, don't you?
What, I'm trailing now?
You're already trailing.
That sucks.
Hey, let's get out that the Bubba scale, man.
Yeah, the Bubba scale yourself. I gotta catch me a fish to catch up while you're screwing around.
Man. 116, guys.
Hold it, guys. Let it.
116. Or sorry, 115. Heck yeah. Hey, but you know what that means? I don't care if there's a little guppy. It was 1 pound, guys. And but that 1 pound has me 1 pound 15 ounces. It was a lot bigger than I thought it was. I thought it was barely going to be over.
Yeah, it actually was. I think Colin tried to get me on it looked like it was about 11 ounces.
You know, you want me to tell you what I done?
What?
You had that water jet going in there filling up your live well. I stuck his mouth open and just let him just guzzle down a couple ounces of that sucker. Nah, guys, we don't do nothing like that. We do nothing to harm any kind of fish. That was just joking. But we do like to have fun. That was bigger though than what I was expecting.
But it wasn't bigger than the bait I typically use in Florida.
No, it definitely was not. It weighed a little bit more than the bait you typically throw, but it definitely was not bigger.
Alright, that means I got some catching up to do. A whole pound 15.
I mean, I just needed another ounce and it would have been, you know, I would have had me a 2 pounder, 2 pound lead on you.
And that scale at 2 pounds, I definitely call an audible on you.
So, but yeah, that's a good way to start, you know. I mean, second spot for us, and we
yeah, it's actually good for you, maybe.
Hey. Need help? We got it. Do what? No, you didn't get him. It was about 2.5 pounds. Got him.
Never even felt that hit. It just got heavy. Never even felt the fish. Probably hooked too. I'm gonna try to ease her in the boat. I don't care what people say about catching big fish. Those are fun. When you get in a mess of those. I just like the idea of something, I don't care how big it is, pulling back on the other end of the rod. These locals, right, like this dude here standing next to me just tossing his bait around. We catch a 25, 30 pound drum. I'm wanting to take a picture of that sucker. Colin's like, what do you want to take a picture of that for? That's just junk fish. Throw that thing back. Like,
I don't even get them in the boat.
I'm like, heck no, we don't catch those big ass drum back in Florida. Yeah, he doesn't even put them in the boat. I tangle them up in the net, do everything I can to get this drum in the boat to get a shot of it. Colin's like, what do you want a picture of that for, man? We catch those things all day long. Those are just junk. I'm like,
you catch them all day long. I try not to. It happens from time to time, though.
Now, if they're fishing a tournament, yeah, it's a time waster, but hey, when we're out filming or just having a good time kicking around, well, it's a fun fight, and when they're that big, boy.
Well, they're fun, yeah.
I like to.
The thing is they're like a catfish. When you get them on the deck of the boat.
Oh yeah, they make a sloppy mess. Now here's the thing, dude. Here's another reason I don't mind catching them. Is when I'm guiding and have clients out, I've had clients catch 40, 45 pound drum, and you know, we catch bass too during the day, but that drum, when they're able to get that picture of that 45 pound drum, 20 to 40 pound drum, that's the best thing since mom's apple pie to them. And when you could, whether it's a 7 pound largemouth or a 25 pound drum, when you could see that client with that big old smiling grin on their face holding that big fish to get a picture of it with his dad or whoever it is, even the moms and dads that catch him is like, man, this is awesome. But those drum put a lot of smiles on people's faces when you take them out fishing. All right, let's roll, dude. I'm done with this.
My scale's getting lonely. I got to put another fish on it.
I do want to say one thing there. This morning, I want to apologize to everybody. You know, first thing in the morning, we got the intro done. We're so focused on getting everything ready to start, you know, all the camera setup, stuff like that. We wanted to hit the water and just start fishing. We're so intent with getting out of the water, and because that's what it's all about, getting out here and having some fun catching fish. And the first spot we went to, and we absolutely 100% don't promote, even if you go out in a boat and you plan on just staying around the boat ramp all day, anytime you crank that big motor up, guys, please, and I'm telling you, I've known people that lost their life because of it. Put your life jacket on. And as you can see, we both got our life jackets on anytime that big motor's cranked. And again, we absolutely 100% do not promote not wearing them. Every time you cry, I don't care if you just go drop your boat in and plan on going 100 yards from the boat ramp. If you crank that big motor to get there, put that life jacket on, because it's one of them things, if anything ever happens, it's gonna be when you really don't expect it to. So please do it. And you don't think it's a big deal, but one day that might save your life, guys. And again, we didn't have them on heading to our first place, and again, I apologize for that. We always wear our life jackets. It's just one of them things. We just wanted to get where we're going so bad, we just plain forgot. And I hate that we did, but anyway, let's hope. That's right, Colin. You know, it is a competition, but we're wanting to put fish in the boat. That's the name of the game. We're wanting to catch them. We want the boat to do well, but I tell you what, I think Colin knows in the back of his mind. He doesn't want to mention putting a nail in the coffin too much because I got the third period coming up, and Colin does know my track record on, you know, what I'm capable of doing on any given day. So Colin doesn't want to mention the word putting a nail in the coffin too often, but, you know, with all kidding aside, man, we have a lot of fun when we're out here and we joke around, but, you know, our podcast is called Deck Talk.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about, guys. Getting out here with your buddies, just having a good time chit-chatting on the deck of the boat while you're having fun putting those green and brown ones in the boat. And, you know, when we were trying to come up with a name for Deck Talk for our podcast, that's kind of, we're all about the camaraderie you gain on the water. And that's one of the reasons we called the show what we called it, was Deck Talk, because that's what we love doing. We love getting out here on the boat and just having a good time on the deck of the boat, chatting with our buddies, you know, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, exactly what it's about. We enjoy being out here together. I mean, we've got some crazy stories.
Yeah.
Even just in the, 3.5, 4 years that we've been fishing together, we've got some crazy stories. We've got some big fish. We've got a bunch of small fish. But, I mean, we do have fun.
We've snagged some trees 20 foot up, and that goes for both of us.
Yeah. But I do want to say one thing, though. This would not be possible for us to be able to film and record if we did not have our YOLO stick that's right here. You can see it right here. It is what gets the camera angles to where that we enjoy seeing and y'all like seeing. We've got them actually, and then we've got them on both sides of the boat, so we can be able to get to where the boat flips. We can get the football cradles when you're picking them up out of the water. The thing about it is, Norman, you know, we couldn't be running these the cameras all day long if it was not for, there's our 10-minute mark. It's time for me to get going. But if it was not for the YOLO sticks, their batteries, or YOLO Tech batteries, they last for days, man.
Yeah. You're right, Colin, man. That's 100% correct, dude. And we could run our cameras all day long. What do we got going on right now? We got 6 cameras going from all different points of angle on the boat, and we don't have to mess with them all day long.
All day.
Basically, don't have to change out batteries.
Yep.
And the timer just went off, so our 10-minute break's over with. That went fast, but real quick before Colin sits right here and takes me to where he wants to go, well, we do want to say one thing more, is these baits we're using today. This is our 2nd year partnering up with Bruiser Bait. Of course, Bruiser Bait is a partner of Deck Talk Podcast, a sponsor
from the get-go.
From the start. And since we started Deck Talk, and I've been actually with Bruiser Bait personally for 9 years now. Best relationship I have ever had with a bait company. And not only myself, but their customers, man, they treat their customers right. It's all about customer service. But the baits we're throwing today, definitely got to get on our website, check them out. Everything we're throwing today, including a lot more, you can find on their website at bruiserbaits.com. And again, when you go on bruiserbaits.com to place yourself an order, always make sure also use the discount code where the coupon code is at checkout, DeckTalk10 as well. Get your instant savings off every order you order from Bruiser Baits. So
yeah,
that's our thanks to our viewers through our partner Bruiser Bait for being a follower of ours. And you know, who doesn't like saving money? You can save money right off the top of your order. And you know, the amount of money people spend on baits today, you know, every little bit helps. So make sure you use DeckTalk 10. But Colin, you want to take over here and take me to some fishing?
Yeah, if you want to pull that trolling motor.
Yeah. No, that's possible. Nah, she was on the other side of the thing. That was a damn.
Get it?
Oh, that was a fish. She took off all the catch on the bite. All right, now I'm skipping the Bruiser Bait belly flop, and I actually just had a fish.
There. Showtime right there. The showtime. On a Spear Point EWG. Look at that. You think we may have Norman a little worried?
Not yet. Put one more of those big ones on there. You know, everybody has their own favorite techniques, but that's one of the things you know, that I could catch them anyway. You know, grew up basically banging the bank.
Right.
Fishing the bank, and I know you could catch them offshore. It doesn't matter. You're going to catch them no matter where we go. But you know, to Colin's point, yeah, you know, everybody has their favorite techniques they like to use.
That's what I was trying to get to. Your favorite technique does not you cannot fish shade with your favorite technique.
And here's the thing too that I like to tell a lot of, that I like to mention also, is to be competitive today.
Throw it on docks.
To be competitive today is throw it up on docks, let it drag over the docks, through a pile and over a jet ski hoist, and then get hammered, and then you got a hell of a video when you try to get that fish out of there.
Yeah, you don't worry about it until after you catch it.
Yeah, I forgot what I was actually talking about.
That's perfect cast. Just dragging it.
That's hilarious right there. Trying to help Colin out. All I gotta say is you gotta get hung up more often. Let me help you out. I wasn't even dragging it along, dude. It was like laying there on the bottom. I wasn't even moving it.
Oh yeah. Woo! Hey, showtime.
Hey, you're not allowed to do that. Patrick Walters says that y'all patented, dude.
Hey, I've picked his last two wins. I think I'm
You're entitled to it.
Entitled to it.
You're entitled to it. Let's hear it one more time then.
Woo! Test our.
That was almost as good as Patrick's. Not quite.
Yeah, I haven't. I mean, well, if I won $100,000, it would be a little better.
But I gotta start turning on the fuel. I don't want to get too far left behind. Colin's starting to turn the afterburners on. That one that came off here a little bit ago is hurting more and more now. And I can't put another one in the boat, that hurts. On an event like we're doing, where we got this style, dude, you know, every fish you have to turn on your bait is so important. And when you have one come off, it kills you. And the fish I had when I set the hook, I didn't get a good hook set at all. I was hook setting over my left, and I didn't want to pull back too far, which I thought I did good, but I didn't. And this poor hook set, and the fish rolled up when the bait came out of the water. She had probably about a 3.25 pound back on her. It was a smallmouth. So that does hurt. But as soon as we pulled in here, one thing that's a little bit different from the last couple of areas we were, is they're pulling more water now, so we got a little bit more current.
Well, what it is, it's not that they're pulling. We got the nuclear plant right over here to the left of us, and they're pushing out water to keep the nuclear plant cooled down.
Now you're saying that's the reason that fish was a little bit on the purple side?
No, that's the reason why I had 3 eyes.
Oh, yeah.
But I know once you get a little bit of current, if there's not any current here, you might as well just leave. But once there's a little current, we should be able to catch.
Yeah, when you're fishing bluffs and rock bluffs and ledges and walls like this, I mean, without current, you pretty much might as well just not even fish it. That current really is what you need when you're fishing this type of thing. Yeah, it really wants to trigger that fish to get that aggressive move. Because again, with current, basically it's all about the current pushing the bait and everything the fish are eating past them. And it really gets them fired up when you're able to move or fish in the water on these areas. But without that current, pretty much it's like, I don't want to say it's non-existent. You always fish areas like this and fish real slow and drop it on one and get lucky. But in order to really catch them on these areas, you do need that moving water. It helps, dude. Space turner. swivel from this point out, because this rod's going to float over the top of your bill of your cap. No more Mr. Nice Guy as far as trying to protect your head. Man, tell you what, on a day when the bite is a little rather tough, at least for me, I cannot miss opportunities like that. Smallmouth game, she didn't really come completely out of her back out of that water. I'll take this just in case. Hello. Hey.
Hey man, it's Dustin Connell. How are you?
Dustin, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. Sitting here, just got a change in my son's full diaper right here.
Oh man, hey, you know, I got my, we got you in speakerphone. I got my partner co-host, Colin, standing right here. We're standing on the deck of the boat, but man, we want to congratulate you first and foremost on the birth of your child there, man. That is so awesome, dude. You and Vic.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes,
He gets
sir.
that blowout diaper, so I'm excited about it.
That is super, super awesome. Well, that's not awesome. I don't feel for you there.
Oh gosh, it's a good one.
Colin showing us right now why he's the king of chick.
Look at this, guys. I mean, he choked that showtime. Choked it, man. That's what we love. Oh. Hey.
Get the fish a concussion. Like how she ate that, dude. I mean, it is in there. That's the one thing I gotta say too is when you fish with Bruiser Baits, you better bring some hook removers with you, because in most cases you got to get that thing way down in the back of the gill plates.
Look at that. It was 2 1/4.
2 1/4. I don't care if you're on chick or no matter what. That's the one cool thing I love about this 5-inch stick worm and the 6-inch big stick. It doesn't matter where you are in the United States, what lake you're on, it's going to catch them anywhere. It's just not a one lake bait. Whether you're in Florida, flipping the heavy cover for the giant 10-pounders, or you're up here on chick throwing it in 15, 16 foot of water on a shaky head over a bluff, it doesn't matter. Them fish are going to eat, no matter where you are, the 5-inch stick worm and the 6-inch big stick. But again, that color, deck top showtime. Give them a holler. Get yourself some, because you won't be sorry. It puts them in the boat.
Smolly. No! It's another number.
Hello.
Hello, Norman.
Yes.
This is Alton Jones Jr. How you doing?
Hey, brother. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
that is a perfect example of why you always want to come.
Oh yeah. Get the. I need that here. Look at that. I mean, another one choked. The showtime.
God, he's back. Can't even budge him.
Woo!
Sit in the driver's seat. I gotta change. I gotta retie. Yeah, like I was saying before, Colin so rudely interrupted me. That is why you want to check your line from time to time. I didn't have a fish on, but yeah, just push us out a little bit more and we'll reset ourselves. I didn't even have fish on. I just banged the rocks and my line broke. Nobody's had fish.
Look at this, guys. Look at that. Choked. That showtime. Now you can't ask for better quality bait. I mean, that's 3 fish off of this one bait. That, I mean, these baits gonna last.
Exactly.
And I mean, that's gonna be another what, £1.75 pounds, 2 pounds?
Sharp hooks. That hurt. And by taking the 6-inch big stick, he's basically cutting about 3 inches off the tail, rigging it on the jig head to get in that presentation, to give it a smaller presentation, basically is what he's doing. So it makes it look like a more obtainable meal to the fish when they don't really want it, but you put it in front of them.
Woo! Another one. Showtime. $1.10. Yep. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Showtime is money. Catch that. It's another period down. We put quite a few fish in the boat that period. And let's just keep on doing it, man.
Gonna keep keeping hydrated with my bucked up energy. And another thing too, man, is you got to get out and get yourself some bucked up energy. Go to their website too, Colin, right? Buckedup.com. Also when you get bucked up, go to their website, order. You know, don't forget, use our discount code, which our discount code on Bucked Up's Deck Talk 20.
Yeah.
Get 20% savings off Bucked Up when. And here's the thing, even with that discount, we actually, you know, after we partnered with Bucked Up, we done some research, and you know, most people out there, especially people that drive around a lot, you know, get their energy drinks. But,
well, the thing though...
Well, what I'm saying is, without our discount that you get a 20% discount off of whatever the normal price would be. But that, without the discounts, actually less money than you would be paying if you went to your local convenience store.
Oh yeah, by far.
Yeah.
And the thing is though, is the Bucked Up energy is 0 sugar, 0 calories. It's all zeros. I mean, so
all natural.
It's a healthier.
And the one thing I like about it too is this is the reason I don't like a lot of the other brands is they just taste awful.
Yeah.
This tastes like you're drinking a can of punch is what it actually tastes like. It tastes really good. And that's one of the reasons I love it. Not only because of what it does for my body to keep me going throughout the day, but it just tastes good.
Yep.
Well, how much longer we have on this break? Because I got to get a few things retied before we start.
6 minutes.
I got to hurry up. I got to retie my Defender rod, which that Defender I throw on a cranking stick. I throw it on my cranking rod, so I'm gonna, I broke way too much line off to retie the line that's on there, so I got to change out my reels too on it. So I'm gonna sit here and retie before it's too late and I don't get a chance to.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. It's nice.
Don't lift her up. Just let me deal with her.
Ah! That was like a 6-pounder right there.
Did you break off?
Yeah. But again, guys, that fish there was in the shade. That's dang, Norman.
I don't think you want to be talking.
No, I'm talking about throwing up way ahead of. I mean,
Hey, you weren't in the water.
I was gonna go right there, and you just go and throw it in the bushes.
Man, at least I'm not going way up there.
Into the honeysuckles. You buried that one. And you're in honeysuckles. Rip it out like that.
How did you like that little rain there? Oh, y'all are probably looking at that saying, man, that sounds like my wife. Oh, God.
You hungry?
No, but I'm getting scared. That thing literally missed my face by 2 inches. Literally. It was right by my eyes.
You should be ready, man.
I was. If I didn't have my head on a swivel, that would have nailed. I was that bait. If I didn't move an inch, that bait would have shot me right upside the head. Whenever you're fishing with this, and we kid about it all the time, but especially when you're fishing out in Florida, flipping in big rigs. If there's two people fishing on the boat, and let that right there be an example. You said the hook, and literally, and this isn't an exaggeration, I moved back as I seen it coming. Literally went by my head 2 inches. If I stayed still, it would have went right inside. Chances are with these baits, it would have probably buried in my cheek, or in my cheek. So when you're fishing with two people on a boat, you always, especially when you're fishing baits like this or bigger, like we're fishing South Florida, keep that head on a swivel. Always pay attention. I've been on the receiving end of weights hit me in the stomach and the gut, and I've also been a guy that actually hit people in the side and the gut. And let me tell you, especially when it's a 1 or 1.5, 2 ounce weight that you flip in Florida, that, you know, them situations there could be, like Colin said, it could really do some damage. You always want to pay attention. Right then, if I wasn't paying attention, that would have impaled my face. Every time I go fishing with you, I wear a catcher. You used to be a catcher, right? You got your little catcher mask?
I got my whole gear.
You brought it with you. Mark my words, next time we're out here, I'm going to have Colin bring his catcher mask, because that's the only thing that's going to protect me from this wild, man. Baits flying by my head, hitting me in the stomach, and wrapping me around the foot. And that's just the bait that was rose up into the bushes like 20 feet on the bank and tried to get around. That one there, I will have to say, though, that was actually hooked up. That's how you do it. You get right behind them so you can hit everybody. Get something moving. Go right up. And you go ahead and catch your fish.
Holy cow, I just missed one too. That's a spot.
Yeah, that's what I mean, I tell you what, guys. And that just goes to show, you know, how these spear point hooks work. That fish literally came out 5 times. They actually came out, I thought it was bigger than it was, because it came out when I still couldn't see it under the dock. And I believe it came out and it hit the bottom of the dock when she came out. Yeah, but before we unbutton this fish, I want you to see something. These spear point hooks we're using, I want you to see where she's pegged. Okay, and I want you to see how it's locked in her jaw. And when I pop this hook out, I'm going to show you why. It's actually locked in. I mean, she's basically locked in, like it lock the key and seal her away. Now watch this. Pop this hook out. All right. Hold that thought. Let's get this fish away, get her back in, and then I'm going to show you something. That's very important when it comes to spear point hooks. On the board, guys. It took long enough. You guys don't realize how hard I work with it. Oh, I love you. Whew, man, nothing better than a good kiss on the lips with a nice bass like that. I work my butt off for you. There you go. That's a little bit of showtime right there. I'm not gonna talk too long before I retie, but I gotta show you how that, you guys gotta look at this, how that fish was pegged. She actually had that fish locked in on top jaw right in that cradle of that hook there. That's what these hooks are designed to do. These hooks are designed to hook them and where they will absolutely not shake off because of how these hooks are designed. But she was actually lodged right in that cradle, right in the hard part of her mouth, just like the hooks are supposed to work. This gives you a good idea too of the added lead I got on there to help with that suspension fall that we're getting. It actually fall in just the right amount of fall on that bait with these suspense strips I have added to it. So I gotta tie another bait on. I'm way behind. I gotta try to put another one, a couple like that in a boat to catch up. Do something that Colin forgot to do on that 6-pounder I missed. This is all it takes right here. All you need to do, get feeling the leg so we're gonna get. So there's another Bruiser Bait belly flop on here. Man, I tell you what, these belly flops are just insane action you get out of these baits. Insane action you get out of it.
Sounds like a good truck story.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that. Oh crap! I got this to go. How far up underneath it is? Feel her?
If she's still there.
I see how it is.
About the only thing you can do is just give her some slack and see if she'll swim off. Swim out.
See how it is.
You were hooked actually out of reach of the rod tip too. About a foot back as far as I can reach it, a foot more.
She hit that sucker, I mean, like a banshee.
Off the chest. Barrel. Chest on foot like that. Oh! All right, man. That is a wrap on the Bruiser Challenge 2024. So
Smoked it.
yeah, we did. Well, you did anyway.
Well,
But
it's all part of it.
we had a blast today, guys, and we had some fun, man. But why don't you go ahead and get started? Being that you really killed it out there, why don't you go ahead and get started talking about a little bit about what most of your fish came on?
Guys, man, we got done with the Bruiser Challenge. We smoked them today. It was a heck of a day. We would have boated over 20-25 fish, but we had some issues, which it was nothing with the baits. It was our personal doings. I know I had two of them that was
You had one giant.
I had one giant
really close to the boat.
that
Guarantee it was 6+.
Yeah, but then I lost another one got hung up underneath the dock. That was a good one. But first of all, though, we want to say, Steve Dial, thank you so much. Bruiser Baits, thank you. Thank you for sponsoring Deck Talk Podcast, because if it was not for you and the help and stuff that you got, we could not do half the stuff that we do. So Steve Dial, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. We're gonna have to get you up here, get you out on the water.
That's 100% spot on there, Colin. And any of the baits we threw today, make sure you guys go to www.bruiserbaits.com, check them out. Find everything we threw today on the website, including a lot more. Like Colin was saying, at showtime, you know, just message Bruiser Bait, let them know, hey, I seen a killer bait. I need to get me some. Call the showtimes. The boys at Bruiser Bait and Steve will know exactly what you were talking about if you do that.
I mean, because we smoked them today.
Yeah, we did.
Other than that,
why don't you real quick go through the baits? Go through the baits that you caught them on, and I'll talk about the baits I caught.
So again, I started out with a Texas rig, flat out tungsten, 1/16, flat out tungsten. I had it pegged onto a Spear Point EWG 4/0 hook. I either had on the 5-inch or the 6-inch. This is showtime, guys. This is the money, and it came through. So I told Norman when we were getting hit on this on the showtime, I told him, do not throw these away. We kept them because I had in the back of my mind, I had a place that I knew that I was going to. I've been catching fish and everything, and so I had 3/16 flat out tungsten mushroom head. So I had this tied on with the back end. I just took this about what size a TRD would be.
Yeah.
And we beat this bluff with it, and showtime showed up again.
Yes, it did.
And so, but I also, the fender and that sexy shad, it was something.
That's actually the first fish she caught was on the Defender. And she actually missed one also on it that she popped off halfway to the boat.
Other than that, you talk about what you done.
You know, I'll tell you the first place we stopped, I didn't get bit on it, but the reason I went to this place was I knew typically they'll push these fish up on this shallow flat right off the river channel, so I wanted to throw, and I knew Colin didn't have this tied on, so I was kind of trying to throw him a little curveball. Unfortunately, a little bit of the water conditions didn't play into what I thought it would, but started out with the Dirty Dancer.
And talking about that sucker walks like crazy.
Oh, man. And I'm telling you, if you like throwing, walking top water baits, you have to have the Dirty Dancer. You got to get that bait in your boat. Belly flop. And I will tell you guys, this belly flop, the action you get out of this bait, I mean, what do you think about the action of this bait, guy?
I was very surprised, to be honest.
Unbelievable. But what I was doing, real quick, is a lot of the water we were fishing, a little bit deeper water. I wanted to have a little bit quicker fall with this bait. Of course, you see this bait, this hook's been put through the ring today, so a lot of the suspense strips starting to pop off. But I actually put suspense strips on the Spear Point Performance hook. What I was trying to get out of it was every time I twitch, I wanted to have a little bit quicker or a little bit more quicker on the fall. I twitch dead stick and let it fall. But I wanted that rate of fall to be a little bit more than the twitch when it rises to the top. So that's a little bit of a trick you could actually use too. Also, if you wanted to weight these baits, also work them top water if it weightless. And then we actually got to move all the way to the 4th period
for
my last fish of the day. Actually, moving back to that first period on that bluff, I did have one on the belly flop as well that we both seen a fish.
It was a good one.
Yeah, it was around a 3.5 pound range, came out, the back came out. This bait to skip, I was skipping it under these docks. And I made a really long skip up under it. I mean, this is a huge dock, probably about 40 foot broad across under the platform of the dock. I made about a 30 foot skip under there, way under there. And I twitch, pause, and on that pause, she ate it, pulled back, hooked her. And that just goes a little bit to show you these Spear Point hooks, dude. I couldn't see it, because it was so far under the dock, and the dock's only about that far above the surface of the water.
Yeah.
She actually came out twice. Once she came out about 30 foot underneath that dock, and she hit the top of the dock the bottom underneath of the dock. She actually hit the wood.
Yeah. See, when you hook set that one, I hook set one, and I missed it, and so you're going to get to see both of us at the same time hook setting one.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. But anyway, when she came out, of course, she was 30 foot under. She hit the top of the dock.
Yeah.
I heard her hit. But anyway, ended up getting her to the boat. She came out 3 or 4 times when we got her out. So kudos to Spear Point Hooks. And again, you got to check Spear Point Hooks out as well.
Yeah, with that V-grip technology.
Yeah,
man,
that fish actually ended up being the big fish of the day too.
That was
huge
boated.
spot.
That was boated. Yeah, it was over. I think it was 3.
Well, anyway, let's grab your skill. Let's go to the reveal. All right, guys. Here is the reveal.
All right, so Norman, how many fish did you weigh in?
All right, I ended up weighing in 3 fish today. All right, and again, the one fish we're just talking about was a big fish of the day, which was 3.74 or 3.76, 3 3/4 pounds, and that's a huge spot, dude. 3.5 pound spot. But anyway,
that might be your PB spot.
It could be. It could be. I had one on Nickajack that probably never weighed it, but it's probably close. But yeah, that might be. But anyway, my total weight ended up being 5.84, so almost 6 pounds.
So I had 9 fish, with big fish going 272. So you got me by 1 pound and a few ounces
on big fish.
On big fish, but my 1321 was my final number. So you took it to me last year, and I knew I wasn't going to allow that to happen this year.
That's awesome, dude. Colin, you stroked him today, and it just goes to show what these baits will do. We're going to end this video right here, Colin. And guys, make sure, and again, Bruiser Baits, Steve Dial, can't do it without you guys. You guys rock and roll.
Yeah.
BruiserBait.com. Make sure you go check their website out. And again, when you go order off the website, make sure you use our discount code DeckTalk10. Everybody loves saving money. You'll save a little bit of money off every order you order with DeckTalk10 discount code. But BruiserBaits.com, check them out. The flat out tongues is everything what we threw today, along with a whole lot more fun on their website.
And the buff. The buff.
Oh yeah, exactly. So anyway, guys.
Hey, hold on real quick. Before we finish this thing, we do want to say thanks to Bubba Scales.
Yes.
And if you do not have a Bubba Scales, you need to go and get a Bubba Scales. We do not have a discount code for them yet, but we are working on that. And just a kind of little side note, get you a Bubba Scale, because us at Deck Talk Podcast has got something phenomenal working.
We have something in the works. We're not going to kind of reveal quite yet, but get out and get yourself a Bubba Scale, because it's going to be pretty fun what we got, what we're in the works coming out.
Yep.
Colin, what do you think, buddy?
Let's end this sucker.
Good job, bro.
Yep. We'll see you next time.
Here's this. Colin, wax me today. All right. Last year, I ended up on top.
Yeah.
We're 1-1. Keep posted for Deck Talk
2025.
Bruiser Bait Challenge 2025 coming to a living room near you.
That's it, guys.
And we're gonna see who's on top next year, right, guys? Until then, Bruiser Baits Deck Talk Podcast. Check it out. www.bruiserbaits.com. See ya.
See you guys.